Happy anniversary, Mother.
Well, Carolyn, how thoughtful of you to call, dear.
Well, we've missed you. How's Dad?
Oh, he's fine, fresh as ever. Carolyn, are you keeping something from us?
How do you mean, Mother?
Oh, now don't play it naive, dear. How's the captain?
What about the captain, Mother?
Oh, Cousin Harriet said she met him there. She said he's absolutely divine and that it's serious between you two.
You know how Cousin Harriet exaggerates.
But you are seeing the captain.
Well, you could say I'm seeing him.
Well, we're so glad that you met someone, and we're dying to meet him.
Well, maybe one of these days. Anyway, happy anniversary and have a wonderful day.
Well, thanks for calling, dear. Kiss the children for me. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, and what does mean?
Mother wants to meet you.
Me?
Does she know about the captain?
She means Claymore, but she doesn't know it. Remember when Harriet was here and Claymore pretended to be the captain? Well, she told them about us.
Your cousin Harriet has a large, uncontrollable tongue.
She also thinks I'm serious about Claymore.
Serious? You and Claymore?
It's delicious. Ludicrous, but delicious.
It's kind of funny, isn't it?
Brad, she was very evasive. I think she is keeping something from us about the captain.
Well, why don't we pay her a little visit and find out? We can celebrate an anniversary with her.
Well, that's a marvelous idea. Let's fly up and surprise her.
Right.
Mr. Williams.
Oh, it's so wonderful to see you.
Oh, it's nice to see you, too. Oh, if I'd known you were coming, I'd have gone to the airport to pick you up.
Plenty of cabs available.
And we want to surprise our daughter.
Oh, I'm afraid she isn't here. She went up to Boston this morning, but she'll be home by evening. Here, let me help you with the bags.
No, I can do it.
We'll freshen up, and then we can have a nice chat.
Over a cup of fresh coffee.
Love it.
Is she with the captain?
And the captain? I really couldn't say.
Well, we can't wait to meet him.
Mrs. Muir is going to be much more surprised than they intended, Martha.
How's she going to get out of this one, Captain?
In the same way as she got out of it with Cousin Harriet. Claymore will once more have to pose as me, much as I detest the thought. Well, I suppose I better go and arrange it for her.
I'd sure feel a lot better if I could warn Mrs. Muir.
Oh, and another thing, please. Do not come during mealtime. You give me dyspepsia.
What is that loathsome stack of stuff?
Give me back my sandwich.
When you meet Mrs. Muir's mother, you will kiss her hand gracefully and say...
I'm hungry.
You're getting fat.
I can't say that to Mrs. Muir's mother.
To her you will say, Madam, you are even lovelier than your daughter, for life and wisdom have enriched your beauty. You know, that's rather good. Life and wisdom have enriched your
Captain,
beauty.
I need nourishment, not poetry.
Now, repeat after me. Ah, Madam...
Captain, give me my lunch back.
Say it!
I can't, Captain. Can't you see that I'm weak from hunger? No, really, I have to sit down. Is this torture necessary?
I am not going to allow you to ruin my reputation with Mrs. Muir's mother. She thinks I am her daughter's suitor.
Aren't you afraid she'll think you're a little old for her daughter?
I'm not old.
You're 175 if you're a day.
I'm only 139.
You look 175, and I want my lunch.
Suffering whales. Eat your blasted head off!
Now, just a moment. That is not my lunch.
Eat that nourishing hardtack.
I'm eating. This thing is as old as you are.
Got a surprise for you. Your grandpa and grandma are here for a visit.
Where are they? Oh, boy!
Now, before you see them, I've got to tell you something because I don't want you spilling the beans.
What beans?
They think that Claymore is your mother's beau.
Claymore? Mother's beau? What's a beau? A boyfriend. That's hysterical. Why did you think that?
Because of your cousin Harriet. They also think that he's Captain Gregg. So you be sure you call Claymore that.
With a straight face?
With a very straight face.
We'll try. We'll stand by, Mother. Yeah, we won't desert a sinking ship.
Now, you are to treat Mrs. Muir as the most precious thing in your life. And when she thanks you for the flowers, you are to say, "Ah, madam, flowers are but a humble tribute to your loveliness."
No, but lovely, Captain, but I have no time to pick wildflowers.
I'm referring to the 5 dozen American Beauty roses you sent to her this morning.
Oh, now that's different. That was very nice of me. Oh, then this deal includes an expense account.
No,
Oh, then why didn't I send her just one?
because I will not have you make a cheapskate of me. And when they compliment you on the champagne, pass it off as a mere nothing.
The champagne? You mean I sent champagne?
Of course.
Imported or domestic?
I wouldn't dream of sending domestic on an occasion like this.
Oh, naturally.
I've also ordered a box of the finest cigars for her father, French perfume for her mother, and a string of perfectly matched pearls for your beloved.
Oh, out of my own pocket?
Out of my money. Everything you own in Schooner Bay is mine.
No, but Captain, you are deceased. The law says so.
All right. Sue me.
But Captain, a whole string of pearls for Mrs. Muir, isn't that a bit extravagant?
You're giving it for me. Claymore, count your blessings. You're alive. The only joy in having money is to use it. You are courting a most beautiful woman. Carry it off with style. Now, Captain Gregg, on your feet. Shoulders back, stomach in, head up. Forward. Take command of the whole situation. Look about you with a smile. Oh, and brush your teeth. Look pleasant.
Pleasant.
And above all, be agreeable.
Agreeable. Well, now, how's every little old thing on Wall Street?
It's a sticky market.
Ah, but I'm sure a man with your business acumen can choose the right stock.
Never.
Unless you choose the wrong one. I said, I understand you came by plane.
Yes.
Isn't it something now, sir? The way those new jets, they just cruise above the turbulence. You have a lovely gourmet meal. They show you the latest movie.
Flying makes me nervous.
You couldn't get me near a jet.
I understand you're a sailing man.
Ah, yes, sir, a sailing man indeed. And, sir, there is nothing like it. Oh, sails bellying in the winds, the taste of salt on your lips, a tall mast, and a star to steer her.
I hate ships.
I get seasick myself.
You two having a nice chat?
I'm not sure.
Oh, we were talking about your trip here.
Thanks for clearing it up. Must be all that salt air.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Then just stand there, you clod. Kiss her hand. Say to her what I told you to say. Now!
It's lovely. I mean, you are far lovelier even than your daughter. And for life and
wisdom, you numbskull.
and wisdom, I, a poor numbskull, am unable to make any sense before your enriched age.
It isn't her enriched age, it's her beauty. You are a clumsy nit.
I am a clumsy nit.
No, you're not. No one ever says what they'd like on occasions like this. And there's no need for you to be nervous with Brad and me. We know that Carolyn has impeccable taste in men.
Thank you, Mrs. Mother.
My time home.
There's Carolyn.
Oh, that traffic.
We've had some traffic around here, too, Mrs. Muir. Your mother and father have arrived.
Oh, great.
And I ought... Mrs. Muir...
Surprise, surprise.
Oh, my goodness.
Something wrong, dear?
Wrong? No, what could be wrong? No.
Welcome your beloved.
Ahoy, Mrs. Muir.
Mrs. Muir? Isn't that a bit formal?
Oh, that's a rarity these days. Carolyn, we think your captain is charming.
You do? That one? Why don't we all have a drink?
I'll have a tankard.
We'll celebrate your arrival and your anniversary, and we'll all have dinner at the inn tomorrow night. Hi, Mom. Good evening, Captain Greg. Children, we're in on it, Mom.
Hi, kids.
Is that any way to greet the children of the woman you love?
Right. I love her.
Then act like it, with feeling.
Good evening, sweet little candy child. And how are you, Jonathan, my soon-to-be son?
What?
Soon to be son.
That's what he said.
Oh, that's just an expression, a manner of speaking. Children, shall we go find Martha?
We might as well get down to cases, Greg. What kind of a living do you make?
Oh, Brad.
Just being practical, my dear. So you love my daughter, do you?
Love her. Sir, all my life I have been looking for something, searching for something. And now at last I know the answer. I have been searching for her.
Are you prepared to assume the responsibility of raising 2 children?
Dad.
Sir, I take the children for richer or poorer, for better or... Oh, that's the bride, isn't it, of course? I'll take you too, Mrs. Muir.
When?
You know I've always believed in long engagements.
But not I. I intend to ride up and carry off across my saddle.
Have you settled on a wedding day?
That is our little secret, isn't it, my dear?
Will it be soon?
We haven't even begun to think of a date yet.
Oh, of course, dear.
Dinner is served.
Oh, Captain, give me just one little teensy-weensy idea when it might be.
Would you believe in the immediate, foreseeable future? Let me see that ring again.
Where did I fail?
I'm sure our captain's a kind man.
I hope so. He must have something to recommend him.
Now, we mustn't judge him. He was trying so hard to make an impression.
He succeeded. Come in.
Well, hello, kid.
Hi. Oh, hi, Grandpa.
Well, look who's here.
We came in to say goodnight and tuck you in. But you still have your clothes on.
Well, I won't tell if you won't.
Oh, Grandpa.
Well, I certainly got sleepy fast. Nothing like having a little help.
Good night, Grandpa. Sleep tight.
Thank you.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
If they do, I'll bite them back.
Oh, Grandpa. Grandma, would you like to be tucked in too?
No, I just want to be kissed. Oh,
Did you have a nice evening, Grandma?
a very nice evening. Do you, like Captain Greg?
We think he's wonderful.
Oh, what's so amusing?
You know, I have a feeling these 2 know something we don't know.
All we know is we don't know anything. But if you knew, you'd sure be surprised.
Brad, do you get the feeling that we're interrupting something?
Yes, I do.
Like wedding plans? I think they were planning to elope.
Elope? I'll break every bone in his seagoing body.
They had all the arrangements made before they knew we were coming. And you know how Carolyn is. She hates to have a fuss made.
I know. She eloped the first time, too. Why again?
Well, she has a limited income, and undoubtedly her captain makes a modest living. I'm sure they feel they can't afford a formal wedding.
I can afford to pay for my daughter's wedding.
Well, obviously, you're not going to be allowed to. Brad, I've been thinking. Maybe it'd be nice to surprise them.
You mean follow them to the justice of the peace and yell, "Guess who's coming to the wedding?"
I mean, cut them off at the pass.
Oh, I wish you'd stop looking at those Western movies on television.
We could surprise them tomorrow night with a wedding at the inn.
Tomorrow, it's our anniversary.
Yes, it is. And I can't think of a nicer way to celebrate it.
You can't surprise a girl with her own wedding.
Watch me. I can be very sneaky when I put my mind to it.
Very sharp.
Aren't they sweet, Brad? I had to drive all over Boston to find these clothes.
Well, it was worth it.
Is this a soup and fish?
No, it's a monkey suit like mine.
Mrs. Muir just came in. Look at you two.
We have monkey suits.
Wait till you see mine.
Oh, wow.
Just lovely, Martha.
I've never had such a nice dress, Mrs. Williams. Thank you. Oh, and many happy returns.
Oh, thank you.
We'll bowl Mrs. Muir over.
That's the whole idea.
Brad,
I'm not tipping anything.
What would you be tipping, Mr. Williams?
not a thing, Martha. Now, don't let Carolyn see the clothes until we leave. You know, it's sort of a surprise. I couldn't resist it. The moment I saw it, I said, that's Carolyn.
Oh, it's just lovely. But you shouldn't have done it.
Oh, but tonight's an occasion. You know, your father and I have had so many wonderful years together. There's nothing we want more for our little girl than a happy marriage.
There's nothing I want more either.
This is a night that I've dreamed of.
Oh, there we are. Oh, excuse me, Felix, but you have the right time.
It's 8 o'clock.
Oh, thank you. I've got to get this watch fixed. The mouse's tail gets caught when it passes the nose. Oh, Martha, you look wonderful. Hi, kids.
Good evening, Captain Greg.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Claymore.
Jonathan, let's go look at the fish tank.
Oh, you just look lovely, Emily.
Thank you, Captain.
You too, Brad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks.
you just look enchanting, Mrs. Muir. Simply enchanting.
Thank you, Captain. You look very handsome yourself.
I do, don't I? Oh, I'm sorry I didn't pick you up, but your mother called me just at the last moment. She told me what to wear, so I had to borrow this from the undertaker. It's for formal funerals, of course.
Mrs. Muir, we've given you the private dining room for your anniversary dinner.
Thank you, Felix. Come on, children. Dad.
Thank you, lovely. Be careful with this.
Oh, Mrs. Williams, we've made the wedding arrangements you requested. Everything is ready.
Thank you very much.
You're over there.
Just beautiful.
Now, Martha, what are you crying for?
I always cry at wedding anniversaries.
Franklin, tell us a story about the flower.
Oh, is there a double petunia? Well, a double petunia is a flower like a begonia. A begonia is a sausage. A sausage and battery is...
Madam, I must talk to you.
Not now. Later.
Monkeys
Later.
climb
Will be
trees.
too late, madam.
Trees are proud.
Excuse yourself and meet me outside.
I can't.
If you don't, you'll be Mrs. Claymore Gregg before you know it.
The eyes are opposite the nays. A horse neighs and has a cold. You go to bed with a cold and you wake up with double petunia.
Captain?
Madam, your mother has arranged your wedding.
My what?
Your wedding.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Oh, if you don't believe it, take a look at the little room across the hall there. Reverend Farley is expecting you.
Reverend Foley.
No one else?
Ready when you are, Mrs. Muir.
When I am?
I wish I had a camera. Your mother said you'd be surprised.
Stunned is more like it. Excuse me, Reverend. Why on earth would Mother do a thing like this?
Well, she thought you were about to elope with your clod of a captain.
Elope?
Yes. I'm afraid you're in a bit of a predicament, madam.
What am I going to do?
Well, I think that I have a delightful solution to your problem. Now, listen. You go back in there.
All day long.
May I speak to you privately a minute?
Tonight, we are gathered here to help this good man and his dear companion to renew the sacred vows they made 35 years ago to the very day. These years of happy married life have ripened into a love and loyalty that has become a blessing and a benediction to them, their family and friends. Bradford and Emily Williams, 35 years ago, you pledged your troth to one another. You promised to love, honor, and cherish each other in the times of good report and in the times of evil report. These 35 years have found you to be faithful to that pledge. Will you now, therefore, in the presence of your daughter, your grandchildren, and your friends, renew these vows and continue this devotion so long as you both shall live?
I do.
I do.
Place the ring on her finger. And repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I renew my vow
I renew my vow
of love and loyalty,
of love and loyalty,
with my heart's affection,
with my heart's affection,
and with all my worldly goods.
and with all my worldly goods,
I continue thee to endow.
I continue thee to endow.
The Lord bless you and keep you and give you peace now and forevermore. Amen. And kiss your bride.
Lovely solution, Captain.
You may now consider your engagement to Claymore permanently broken.
Oh, I do, Captain.
I do, Carolyn. I just wanted to hear how the words sounded, spoken on an occasion like this.
Claymore, I never can thank you enough. You were a terrific sport about everything.
Oh, well, I tried, Mrs. Muir.
I know you did, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, I have something for you. It's a remembrance.
Oh, Claymore.
Uh-huh.
Oh, they're beautiful. Oh, I can't accept these.
Yes, you can, Mrs. Muir. There are no strings attached. You see, I am counting my blessings, and the only joy in having money is to use it and to carry it off with style.
Claymore, is that you talking?
Well, it is the me I am tonight. You know, I guess that organ music got to me, Mrs. Muir. It was a very beautiful evening. Well, the pearls are like a token of the occasion, so just, you know, press them in your memory book. Oh, but not too hard. This is yours, too. Well, I guess I have to return the suit.
Oh, Claymore.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Muir.
Well, there may be hope for him yet.
Well, I'm sure I have you to thank for these pearls.
If I were alive, madam, there'd be diamonds and emeralds and palaces.
Captain, if you were alive, Gull Cottage would be a palace.